I could tell you guys that I wanted my first video after Christmas to be a positive one, but no one would believe me. Hey there, this is the One Boom, and have you ever loved a game so much you can't stand playing it all the time? Well, apparently a lot of people have this problem with Halo Infinite. Look, I know I've ragged on this game a lot, I know that I've given out my criticisms often, but the fact is, its player counts are dwindling. Xbox had it toe-to-toe with Fortnite, and now it's behind Fortnite, GTA, and Warzone. And while it started with like 200,000 players on Steam when it came out, that number's down to more around 30,000 at this point, and while that's still alright, it's not great for a free-to-play game in the prestigious series that is Halo. Now, it's sort of hard to talk about how prestigious the Halo series is when Halo Infinite doesn't really live up to the premium standards that the previous games lived up to, but I want to talk about what might be causing this and how they could fix it. Now, I want to preface this by saying 343 deserves their winter break, and while 343 did not make the best Halo game ever with Halo Infinite, they wrote a love letter to Halo with Halo Infinite. It is very much so in line with what we should hope 343 pursues in the future with the series. It is exactly what, fans needed. But I think this execution is shoddy. Season 1 is like 4 or 5 months long. It's kind of intense, and while that's not the worst thing in the world, it will be if we don't have any new content coming, and unfortunately, they have to play catch up. But we'll get to my personal opinions in a second. Let's talk about some things this could be, sort of just hypothesizing. First things first, Halo is kind of hard. For as many people that were captivated by the hype and the social media presence of Halo Infinite, they probably logged on, started playing, and realized that Halo is deceptively complex. Getting good at Halo requires so much game sense and combo knowledge that a new player is going to be pretty overwhelmed by, especially if that player comes from shooters with shorter times to kill. You're not playing as a character with an ability, you don't have a fast time to kill, you have to scavenge the map for your weapons and equipment. Honestly, Battle Royale players might have the easiest time when learning the game. Resetting the engagement when your shield is popped and, doing the whole on-site procurement thing to get your weapons and equipment. I do really think that, Battle Royale fans will pick up Halo faster than somebody who maybe just plays 6v6 Call of Duty or traditional Battlefield games. So it could be a skill gap issue, it could be because Halo requires a bit more accuracy and a lot of map knowledge and awareness. If you guys are having trouble with Halo Infinite, I do recommend you watch my tips and tricks video, which I will try to remember to link at the end of this one. I'm also going to be reviewing every weapon in Halo Infinite, doing tips and tricks and talking about what they're good for and how to use them. I'm gonna need my friend's help, but thank God for training mode. Anyway, one of the big issues plaguing Halo Infinite right now is that matchmaking BTB is broken, and because 343 is taking their holiday break, it's kind of not fixed yet, and so matchmaking in BTB is a big problem right now, and even if Big Team Battle was working, it only has 3 maps, but even then, a lot of people really enjoy Halo for its sandbox and vehicle play, and having to only play 4v4, either ranked or unranked, plus modes like free-for-all and Fiesta. I just don't think it's everybody's cup of tea. So Big Team Battle's broken, and the game's a little hard to learn, but what else could be causing this? Well, we know for a fact it's not Call of Duty Vanguard, because while Vanguard of course sells well and has a lot of players, it doesn't have the hype and relevance, and I don't think the people that would rather play Vanguard would have been playing Halo anyway. Unless they're like me, for the next reason, because I just can't hold my stupid opinion to myself any longer. I love Halo Infinite. I think gameplay-wise, it is so much better than Call of Duty Vanguard, so please know that before I say what I'm about to say. But I would rather play Vanguard than Halo Infinite, just because, well, they both give me good experiences from their respected franchises. Halo Infinite is a good mix of new and old. I think Vanguard's a good mix of new and old. But the thing is that Vanguard has content. Like I said in a previous video, you can give me the most fun gameplay loop I've ever had. You could give me a flawless Halo game. If I'm only able to play 7 4v4 maps and 3 BTB maps, I'm going to get burnt. And on top of this, and this is what I think the real issue is, and this is both my opinion and sort of where I'm objectively coming from, I think the lack of maps could be excusable if there was co-op, if there was like, again, like whether that's co-op campaign or firefight, but if there was a co-op mode to enjoy. And then also, I feel like progression that actually gives a crap about you as a player would make the biggest difference in the world. Halo is such a fun game, but it's a shame that out of the 3 major shooters that released, and out of most shooters that are on the market right now, it doesn't value your skill. Now, unless you value ranked play and your overall rank, the game is going to be a dry experience. I think this is where the biggest disconnect from the players is happening. A game that doesn't respect your skill doesn't really get that much of your time. At least that's the way it is for me. The fact is, even if I had a really good XP game in Halo Infinite and had a double XP token going, and I was able to get like, 3 battle pass tiers done, I better hope I like what's in those tiers. It's a linear battle pass. It's not like the MCC battle passes where I can go in and pick what I want in any order that I want. I have to play by their rules. So you might say, oh, there's tons of ways to get XP and you can optimize it this way, but it's all cosmetics, which Halo has that problem anyway, but they're not even cosmetics I can pick out for myself. And they're not even cosmetics that are as customizable as I would hope. They're not even as customizable as something like Halo Reach or Halo 3 on the MCC. If every one of my games took all of my XP and turned it into a currency that I could then use to buy tier skips or to buy cosmetics from a completely different avenue of progression, that would be great. If I could at least cash in XP for some credits, then I wouldn't have to spend real money in the store every time. That would be great too, but that system isn't there. So, last 2 points to make. First of all, if you're gonna say it's because the game is free to play, that is an inherent issue. It's not worth pointing out. Yes, the game is free to play. Microsoft and 343 designed it to be free to play. Okay, this game wasn't born, it was built, it was designed. That's the inherent issue, okay? If I say my food's cold, and you say, well, that's because they took a while to get it to the table, that doesn't help me. Whatever the reason, the result's the same, and the player count is objectively dwindling. Pointing out the nature of the problem doesn't help the problem, so the last point I want to end this video with, and I'm tucking it away here at the end because I think it's a bit of a selfish take, but I'm gonna drop it here anyway. I don't think they could get away with adding 2 maps right now, not even 3. I would need 5+ maps to be added to Halo Infinite for me to be genuinely interested in long-term grinding its multiplayer. I need variety. The reason I can play Vanguard for hours on end is because there are entire sets of maps I just never get to see in a play session. I can play for 4 hours and only see one of the maps once. Because there's so many maps, there's always a new experience around the corner. Yeah, it's the COD experience, but it's on the larger map, no, the smaller map, the map with the center power position, the map with the underground area, the map that's in the desert, the map that's in the snow. There's visual and gameplay variety between the maps. Halo Infinite needs that. The game isn't providing progression that respects me as a player, and it's not providing variety in the form of maps and biomes and visuals. So genuinely, 343, you have a great game here, but you're losing players for good reason. And I kinda hope Halo Infinite dies, in some small way. I had my fun with its campaign, it's a lot of fun to play, I'll always keep it installed because it is a solid shooter, but I kinda hope it dies at least for a while. That way, other companies can be deterred from releasing what should be a premium packed to the fucking walls product as a free-to-play, trickle-down, drip-fed, live service set of promises. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.